Yo, what's up, everybody? So, today we will talk about how we can beat the new version of the workshop of the Brilliant Light and whether we should go, for example, for easy mode or hard mode, Vulcan, which one will give us better rewards and my general advice is overall for this content and how important it is. Now, first, let's talk about the drop itself, which the main factor that we will decide which version that we will go for. Now, first of all, the main factor that will decide everything is your combat power. If you are like above 700, it's like no brainer. You're going for normal mode. That's like very obvious choice. However, I believe that's not the case for most free to play players. By the way, please let me know in the comment section down below what's your current combat power in your main team, so I get idea where like most of the viewers at. So I'll try to cover more about that in the future. So please let me know in the comment section down below what's your current combat power, whether you just started playing the game or you started from the day one. Now let's back to our topic. Now, the all versions except I believe for the easy mode, the easy mode is dropping those spherical shapes cores. Now let me explain it more to you. Like want to make this very simple to cover every single detail about the cores, so everything will be clear at the end of the video. Now we have three main type of cores. Each one will have two types. First one, for example, in case of this like spherical shape, it could give us attack, which this purple color one, and this yellow one doesn't, I mean, have to be yellow. Even the purple version of this red one or something, it will give you this kind of debuff. So when you use your ultimate skill, the critical hit damage of your normal or basic skill will increase by 12% for 8 seconds. Now, should we take this or should we take this? It actually depends on your character. For example, if we're talking about hunter like Mary, when she uses her ultimate, all the damage will come from her normal skills or basic skills and the basic attacks and core attack. And I believe the basic skills does more damage than the basic and normal attacks. So the like 60% to 70% of Mary's damage is coming from the basic skill. So 20% crit damage is a solid buff for Mary. That's why you will go for this. However, if we talk about hunter like Alicia, for example, Alicia doesn't get really that much benefit from this skill. Although I'm using this in Alicia, by the way, because this is like the perfect top stats I could get. And I mean, this skill isn't bad, but I rather get flat attack since most of Alicia's damage is coming from her core attack. So this one isn't really that big for me. I would rather take this one, the legendary version, giving 5% attack. So I'd rather get 5% attack than this buff. But as I said, there is other factors that decide what we're going to use. Although I told you this is not the best for Alicia, as you can see, I'm using it on Alicia. So, like, what are you doing? You tell us to not do something and you do it yourself, because this is what I got for water. It's the best water core that I got. And look at the top stat: attack, crit damage. It's perfect. So there is no way I would like change it to something else. And the top main stat on this kind of cores, the spherical one, this one that looks like a ball, will always give you attack in the top stat. Now it could be percentage or flat attack, as you can see here. Percentage, flat attack, the same thing. This one will give you always defense. It could be either defense percentage or flat defense, which additional defense in this case. And last one, as you can tell, it is HP. It could be HP percentage. My apologies. It could be HP percentage, and it could be flat HP as well. Now, as you can see here, each one will have element, and the element doesn't mean that this core won't be used by other hunters from different elements. Now this is something really important. I want you to keep eye on, because as free to play, the resources is limited. You may need to switch the same core between multiple characters, because cores does increase your combat power by a lot. It is really important. And the amount of, for example, attack that we getting here, 1730, it's not a joke. This is a big number, guys. This is massive big number. The same with the crit damage that you can see here. This is not even maxed. This is not even legendary one. As you can see here, we still can upgrade it a lot more. Now, how are we going to upgrade those cores? Now, as you see, there is level over here. So, for example, this one is level 5. If I want to upgrade it further than what it is right now, I'll have to use other cores as enchantment materials. So it could go to 6, things like that. However, and this is something really important, as I can tell you guys. Look, the blue one giving 50, and the purple one giving 65. So the difference between the blue and the purple as enchantment material isn't really that big. So even if you are unable to complete the highest tier of this Workshop of Brilliant Light, you like the rewards that you're going to get, even the blue ones, will be extremely beneficial in the future, because you will be able to use them to upgrade your best cores that you will get in the future. Once you get to level 10, you won't use the cores as enchantment materials anymore. You will get this solidified stone as enchantment material. Now the legendary will need the legendary version of this material, as you can see, which this one you can just craft them by going here to the craft section, and as you can see, you can craft the purple one using the blues that you have, and you can craft the legendary one using the purples that you do have. Now this is like the main concepts about the car. Now let's back to the Workshop of Brilliant Light. Now I've noticed everyone, when talking about how to complete this kind of content, they tell you the best setup, the best hunters that you could use, and all that things. However, theoretically this is helps, but I don't want to repeat the same things that you heard everywhere over and over. And there is something that everyone overshadowing, which actually the combat power itself. For example, if we look here at, let's say here, or maybe this one, the one that was the buffs, whatever. What kind of buffs do I have here? Okay, so if you look at the combat power here, it does significant role in your damage in this kind of content. Although I have A5 Charlotte, by the way, I had to skip Gogan Banner, Hansime, and I forget which hunter was before that, so I skipped all those hunters just to get the chance to get the dark DPS to A5. However, even with my current power, I'm still struggling a little bit here on this one. Probably gonna finish it today. I've tried it like 5-6 times. I've got it to like 12 30 bar, sorry, 20 30 bar left. And what I actually need to do, and this is one of the things that I'll advise you guys, the best on your hunter. Now I'm talking about Baron here. The same thing apply for easy mode and normal mode. So it's very obvious that the best 2 DPS that you could use on the Baron fight is Charlotte or Mary. Now for Mary, I think it's very obvious which set you should use. Full course set, and on the right side you should use expert set. Now I don't really have enough expert set pieces for Charlotte, because the best expert pieces that I do have, I bought them on San Jingwu, although they're not even good. Look at this one, it's level 55. Now this one is okay, this one is okay as well, and this one is good. Now this one is perfect, actually, not just good. Those are the best experts artifacts that I do have in this account. So I don't have enough for Mary, and my Mary is A3. So in my case, I ignore Mary, I go for the dark team, which Charlotte team. So what's going on? Oh, so just for sake of this video, I've like bought every best artifact and best cores to Charlotte. And this is something I really need to mention, guys, that the main DPS that you are going to use, whether, as I said, Charlotte or Mary, you should give her the best things that you could do. So go for artifacts. Right now, switching the artifacts is free. Go for artifacts for, let's say, for Charlotte. Give her the best possible artifacts that you could get. Oh my god, what? Why this one is really so bad? Where is the course set? Yeah. So, just for sake of the video, we steal this one from Alicia. I lost a lot of combat power. Okay, as you can see here, this is the max power for Charlotte. This one is actually for Shaheen. I take it, although, and this is something I mentioned early in the course, although this is light core, which means this passive, which when you use your ultimate skill, your MB, you recover MB equal 3% of your max MB. I'm not going to get this this passive. However, I'm getting this additional HP and this crit rate, despite not getting any advantage from the passive. Look how much. Now I'm 202. Look, if I go here, change and equip, I lost almost 6.5 thousand combat power just by doing this. Now if you bought the best cores that you have, best artifacts that you have on the team that you're currently using, that will improve your performance a lot in the workshop of Brilliant Light. Once you complete it, it's weekly, guys, so you can just do it in the first day, put the best things you have on those hunters, and once you complete this, just, you know, give the artifacts back or the cores back, whatever, to their original owners. Now let's talk about the blessings. Okay, so the best kind of blessing in my opinion It depends. If you are using Mary or Charlotte, that would be different. If you are using Charlotte, what you should aim for is this one, which increase your ultimate skill damage by the blue one will give you 20%, the purple one will give you 30%, and the legendary one will give you 40%. Now, if you get like two legendaries, that's around 80% additional damage for your ultimate, which is like the biggest damage source for Charlotte. And if you get another one from this blessing, this one, that will be really massive buff for Charlotte. However, if you're going for Mary, I think the best buff that you could possibly get for Mary, I believe that the one that increase your basic attack and core attack. Now let me just show you how we're going to do this really quick. Now this is A5 Charlotte, so it should be really easy. Now what you're going to do here is just... Did I miss someone? Okay, I didn't miss. So you will look at the buff that you will get, especially in the first round. It's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or let's say you're far behind 30 seconds. It's not that big of a time. So you didn't get any good buff. What you're going to do is just retry until you get something good. Now, as I said, for Charlotte, we want to hunt the ultimate damage, and for Mary, we want to hunt the one that give the basic and core attack damage, because the amount that you are getting, especially if you got the legendary one, you're getting like 38% additional core attack and basic attack damage. This is really big buff, especially for Mary. Now, why I'm saying other buffs like crit buff isn't really like as effective as those buffs, because although now the crit rate is obviously useless for Mary, especially if you have her at high advancement. Her advancements giving massive crit rate. It's, I believe, the only hunter that can reach 100% crit rate even without any support. Doesn't need men or Melon to get to that 100% crit rate. It's very easy for Mary to get there. However, for about the crit damage is actually good, but the amount of crit damage that you will be getting compared to what you already have. So let me show you what I mean. So, for example, this is my Mary. Although she has bad artifacts, since I steal the good artifacts, I put them on Charlotte. 194. Okay, how much I'm getting from her passives. Now keep in mind, when I use I didn't get that. Oh damn, I thought I got this one. Never mind. So this one would give me additional 12% crit damage, whatever.
What's on the cutting board today?
So if we look here at her A1, so when you use your ultimate, and that's gonna be the main source of damage, you use Mary when her ultimate is up all the time, crit rate and crit damage by additional 20%. Okay, and another one, you will get it here when you use her E and Q during the ultimate. You will get I think this is her E. Yeah, when you use that skill, you can use it multiple times since you're getting reset. When you use basic attack, you will get additional crit rate and additional attack. Now you will get even further damage if you go to the A5, but that's not going to give us any crit damage. So we're getting the crit damage here, 20% when we use our ultimate at 20% crit rate and 24% crit rate, so 44% additional crit rate with the ultimate. It's massive buff, guys. And man, imagine you have Min and you have Igris. You don't really need Igris for when you're playing with Mary. You just go for Blade. I think it's way better to get additional attack than additional crit, because you don't really need all that much of crit. That's for Mary. But for Charlotte, as I said, we want to go for the ultimate damage. It's very simple. Put our best artifacts to get to the combat power needed for this. One of the misunderstanding that I've seen a lot of people doing is mimicking other content creators. And this is really big mistake, guys. You will never be able to do the same thing even if they're using the same weapons. I see some people complaining. I've seen this content creator use it, let's say Westwind. He cleared certain floor in certain time. We both have same advancement, same gear, and Sun Jinwoo same level, let's say. Or the hunter is the same level. There's other factors affecting your combat power other than the gear and the weapon itself. One of the most underrated source of combat power is the armory. Now, if you look here, my Blum sword is A5. This is my first and the only A5 weapon that I currently have. 13.28k combat power, right? This is A5. If it's A10, it will be even more. I'm not sure how much exactly it would be, but let's say all my weapons were A5. We have 6 slots here and 6 slots here. That's 12 slots by 13 point something. Well, that's around 150, 160k combat power. If all the weapons were A10, I will easily hit 200k combat power. 200k is really massive. It is big number. 200k is enough to finish the Vulcan normal mode without any freaking gear. Like, you take off your artifacts, just use a weapon, and you may be able to do it. That's why I'm saying that the combat power is extremely valuable, especially when like you become a lot stronger than the content that you're trying to finish, and you see your combat power with the blue color. You will get massive advantage in this content. That's why those other factors, it may sound like massive number when you talk about it solo, but trust me guys, it's stack up. For example, the gems also giving a good chunk of combat power, right? Maybe not crazy number, as you can see, but like when we calculate the gems, when we calculate the armory, when we calculate the shadows, we're talking about around 400,000 combat power, guys. Imagine you have only 200k combat power, and the content creator that you are watching already 200k combat power ahead of you because of previously mentioned resources of the combat power. You won't be able to do the same thing. So this is something really everyone need to understand. Anyway, eventually you will be able to hit all those numbers. You will be able to maximize all this kind of things. So I believe this is the main idea that you really need to understand about the Baron and the workshop of Brilliant Light in general. Farm the cores. If you can't finish normal mode, just go for easy mode. However, the easy mode won't drop the last version of the cores, which the one that giving HP, as we said here. You won't be even able to get the blue version. So eventually, if you are able to finish even those first two, I'll tell you, go for normal mode. Even if you can't fully finish it, it will be more valuable than any other thing. If you look at easy, you can get Barbel only, not even legendary, from the first two, and the last one, or the last type of core, you won't be able to get it. Even the hard Vulcan, I've tried it once, and the rewards honestly wasn't really satisfying. I'd say Baron dropped more cores on easy mode, more cores than the Vulcan hard. It's not worth it at all. I'm telling you. Maybe I wasn't lucky, but I believe the Baron normal mode isn't really worth it at all, guys. So go for Baron if you can do it, if you can finish the easy mode. That will be valuable. Try to farm your cores. Eventually, even if you didn't need them now, you can use them later to upgrade your legendary ones. Even if you like upgrade them to A10, you will still getting benefit from using them as enchantment material for your future cores. So this is everything about the structure, about the like the basics of the things inside the Baron. And finally, let's talk about the team setup. Obviously, you need breaker in each stage of the game, even for the blessing, is except this first one over here. You don't really need breaker here. Although the last one has mob with break gauge, but you can finish him without needing breaker. But other than this, you need breaker all the way during this fight. As I said, for this one, you will need Charlotte or Mary. You will need Breaker, Wojin Chul with Mary, or Harbor with Charlotte. And finally, support. If you have Max Libora, that would be nice. If you don't have Libora, you can go with Men. Even Melon could work either way with both team. I don't have Hansime myself, but Hansime would work perfectly with Mary. Now for San Jinwoo, so the setup that I'm using, so I'm using the magnifying slash and one breaker skill. This one is extremely good because it does almighty break, and beside all of that, like wait as you increase the target damage taken by 10% for 12 seconds, and this is really nice buff to get. So this is the setup that I'm using. You could go double breaker, but especially if you are in similar case as me, where you barely add the minimum required combat power, you really need a bit of damage, because even if you were like little late on the break, you would like more damage to burst the boss later. So, and for the weapons, I think it's very obvious. You can go double dark weapons. I mean, the Scythe could work, but the Moon Shadow is way better. Like it is way better than the Scythe. Now, if you don't have the Moon Shadow, the Scythe can work, really can work. The West Wind is so annoying in a cell fight, because she moves a lot and you won't be able to keep your 5 stacks all the way. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to keep up, and even the damage with like the recently added weapons, especially the Demon King dagger, even with 5 stacks, the West Wind doesn't really stand chance against maxed weapons. Now, West Wind probably more damage than this A0 Demon King dagger. However, once I get some advancements here, the Demon King dagger will obviously kick the shit out of the West Wind. Another nice option is the Demon King longsword, but you really need to have some advancements. I believe the A3 is the sweet spot. You could possibly manage to do it with A1 or A0. However, as I said, there is so many factors affecting that. And for the team, you can bring good support. You can bring Min as a support. One breaker, you could bring Harper or any. My apologies. You can bring Harper, Wojin Chol, or any hunter. The reason why sometimes I don't bring those hunters is the combat power itself. So since the combat power of Wojin Chol and Harper isn't really that high, what I end up doing is whether giving them artifacts of top tier breakers, and since I don't really want them to do any damage, I want them to do break, right? So the only thing I care about it is the break itself, the set effect, and the combat power. I don't care about the damage. So if they scale off, let HB in this case, and I give her maxed defense artifacts, I don't care because I want max combat power and the break and support. And that's pretty much it. I think that's everything you really need to know about blessing. It's very obvious. Use the best blessings you do have, guys, that can give you damage. Don't listen. I've heard a lot of people overcomplicate this this blessing style. Pick whatever fit your style. So pulverizing is good whenever you're playing against target with breakage. You always take pulverizing. However, if we compare, for example, all my artifacts is all my blessings is purple. So it does, maybe let's say this this one is better than this one, for example. But if I have this one on legendary, maybe I would go for this one. Maybe I don't have enough, maybe I have enough damage, but I don't have enough survivability. I would pick this dash that will give me more dash spam to survive. So based on the situation, I'll pick my blessings. Because trust me, there is no content creator will tell you don't use the elemental weakness because you guys have legendary bloodlust, and the legendary bloodlust is better than the purple weakness detection. Everyone with has like certain blessings on his sleeves, so use the best blessings that you do have that can give you decent amount of damage. Try to switch blessings. As I said, this one is good for survivability. Yesterday I was doing the story mode, and one of the quests that I got stuck in were like there is like 3 snakes appear in the desert and try to kill me. I didn't have enough dodge. I ended up using this skill and it fixed all my problems. My problem wasn't the damage in this case. It was because I dying too fast. So this is like everything you need to know. I apologize if this video was a little bit long, but I've tried to cover every single aspect about the workshop of Brilliant Light and everything you do need to know to get better, to progress through the game, and be able to finish all the contents in the game eventually. Thanks very much for watching. As I said, guys, please, I will appreciate if you tell me your combat power in the comment section down below. That will help me understand where most of my viewers at in terms of combat power, so I know what I should cover more about it in the future. Another thing, I've just joined the Netmarble supporter program yesterday, so I have no supporters yet, so I'll leave the link in the description. So make sure to go to the support page on the content creator program and support me, guys. I'll send you the codes once Netmarble send me the codes, you know, for the content creators. Thanks very much for watching, and see you in the comments.